Hey, what's going on, guys? So not too long ago, Bandai had their Hobby Next Phase event for spring 2023. I did a video on that. We talked all about the new RG Epion, the full mechanics Forbidden Gundam, and the other kits that were coming out, all those announcements. But it seems like the announcements are kind of trailing on, and there's also a couple that I forgot. So there's a couple of things that I want to go back and talk about that I missed last time, and then there's been kind of more announcements since then, including the number one thing that you guys talked about in the comment section on that past video. A lot of you guys pointed out, as I realized as well, that there was no news related to any new MG, but now we finally got that. Just today we got some new images of the new MG, which is on display. The prototype anyway is on display there at the Gundam Base as well, which is very cool. So we'll get to that here in just a second. Let's go through a couple of other things here. First, we also had the announcement of the Gundam Build Metaverse, which is going to be a 3-episode kind of mini-series, I guess, on the Gundam Info YouTube channel that's going to be airing in October as a celebration of the 10th anniversary of the Gundam Build, kind of multiple franchises, Build Fighters, Build Divers, all that stuff that's kind of been going on for the past 10 years. And no news as of yet for any new kits that are going to be coming from that, but we can assume that there will be some new model kits to come out from that mini-series as well. Probably this new Gundam that is featured in the very short teaser that they put out for this, and you can't really see anything but just the face. The top of the head though, like when it first appears, it shows like the top of the head and then it kind of goes down to the Gundam's face, but when it shows the top of the head, it really reminds me of like the Alice Earth 3 Gundam from the Build Divers series. It has like just kind of like the big like mono eye kind of thing, but then it shows the Gundam's face and you can see it there. Pretty interesting looking, and I assume we're probably going to get an HG at least of that Gundam later on towards the end of the year in the fall around that time, so look forward to that. But okay, getting into some PBandai HG kits here, we have the PBandai HUC G Parts Aqua Hambrabi 2. This is from the Advance of Zeta reboot series, and there's two different versions of this coming out. The just regular version, which is in red, and the Titans color version, which is in black there, as you can see. Now, the important thing to keep in mind for these is that they do not include the base kit. This is just the parts. So if you're looking at this and saying, oh, it's coming out in June for 2,800 yen for the set of this, 2,800 yen is a pretty nice price for what you can see there, but remember, it's only for the parts. And the parts, it looks like it's kind of similar to like the Hurudu, also being another G parts set, where it kind of makes its own kind of cruiser, the equipment itself makes its own kind of like cruiser form on its own. And you can make it like that, or of course you can attach it onto a suit. And what we're seeing here in the image is that the Titans color version is on a Barzam, the Titans Barzam, or the Advance of Zeta reboot Barzam, and the regular color version is on the black version, the Advance of Zeta reboot color version of the Wound War, which just recently came out as the Psycho Blade version of that. So anyway, that's awesome, and the reason why I wanted to talk about that first amongst some other announcements here today is just because we have the Advance of Zeta contest ongoing right now. So these are not going to be out in time for you to be able to use these for your Advance of Zeta contest entries because the deadline is May 31st, but you still have plenty of time. If this is the first you're hearing about the Advance of Zeta contest, you still have plenty of time to enter, so check it out. I'll have a link down in the video description below, or just here on my channel you can see the video. I'll just go a little bit back to the contest announcement video where I talked all about the rules and how to enter and everything like that, and the contest is off to a very good start, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with for some cool Advance of Zeta builds. Next up, another P-Bandai news, we have the P-Bandai Gundam G-Frame FA, the God Gundam Hyper Mode version. This looks pretty cool in that it comes with this gigantic effect part for the hand. I think that's like the one thing that's really going to be eye-catching when you see this announcement. You know, that big effect part is pretty impressive, but of course the Gundam itself is in hyper mode, so it's all like gold plated, and you can see it comes with quite a lot of stuff in there, different effect parts that you can use. If you also happen to have just the regular version of the God Gundam, you can use like just the burning finger effect parts, or it's got like different type of effect parts that you can use with either the hyper mode version or just the regular version if you have that, or other ones if you have. Is there a Master Gundam in the G-Frame line? Well, these effect parts wouldn't exactly work with the Master Gundam, but it's a pretty cool looking release if you're a fan of the G-Frame line, and the God Gundam I think is definitely one of the better looking G-Frame releases out there, so that looks pretty cool. And the last kind of point of P-Bandai news here is the HG Jim Moroccan Front version. This is a version of the Origins Jim HG kit here, of which there's been quite a few different variations of that kit and different versions of it, and a lot of them kind of didn't really do so much for me personally. I didn't really like the design of kind of a lot of the Origins Jims This one does look really cool though, I do have to say. I think a lot of that's probably just due to that color scheme. It's just a really good color scheme. But aside from that, I mean, it's got like the cannon and the beam rifle of the Origins Gundam, which look really cool on the gym here, and the new version of the shield, or I guess like this version of the shield, does look really cool as well. It looks very well suited to a gym, just kind of the design of the shield and everything in general. I think it's a really cool looking kit, so I'm definitely looking forward to checking out that one. So that's going to be it for all the premium Bandai announcements, but we do have a new Gundam Base announcement to talk about, a Gundam Base exclusive kit. This was shared on the Gundam Base's Twitter account. Images of the new Perfect Grade luminous crystal body version of the Perfect Grade Unicorn kit, which looks amazing. So this is going to be coming out next month in May for 24,000 yen for this one. Unfortunate that it's a Gundam Base exclusive, but I mean, it looks amazing. You can see there with the eyes lit up and everything, all the effect parts on it. There's been a couple of the different versions of this in HG and MG question mark. Now I'm not sure. Now I can't remember if they made an MG version of the luminous crystal body unicorn. I know there was an HG because I had it, and I reviewed that a couple years ago when that came out. But I gotta say, this PG version is definitely the best looking version of the luminous crystal body unicorn that I've seen, and I think that looks pretty incredible. It's unfortunate that it's going to be an exclusive, but I'm definitely going to try to get my hands on that, and hopefully we'll see some more images of that in the near future. Now moving on to some figure related stuff, we've got some new releases coming out in the Gundam Universe line. Another unicorn actually, on that note, the unicorn in destroy mode with the green psycho frame, so there's a green psycho frame version of the unicorn there that's coming out, as well as the Strike Freedom, a fan favorite, and the Double O Quanta. So it's kind of sticking with the very, very popular mobile suits is kind of what they focus on here in the Gundam Universe line. But yeah, you gotta love it. So those all look pretty nice. Those are coming out in September for their usual price tag of 3,000 yen each for those figures. So check those out if you guys are interested. And the last thing before we get to the new MasterGrade news here is the Metal Build Divine Striker set here. This is the alternative strike version coming out in August for 12,000 yen for this. It's like the backpack and weapons equipment of the Testament Gundam, basically, sold as a Divine Striker set, and it looks incredible. I really wish that this was like a model kit. And I know there is the MasterGrade Testament is a model kit that exists out there, but I mean, this is a really good looking, I mean, if you guys are into the metal build stuff in there, especially with the metal build gold frame, it looks pretty awesome. And so you can see like some of the different photos of that there. And I think it's a pretty cool looking set. The metal build stuff is pretty expensive, and you know, I definitely am of the mindset that I prefer to build something rather than just like buying a figure, but that's a pretty good looking set, I gotta say. Looks quite cool. Now let's talk about the new MasterGrade that we got announced. We don't really have too much to go off of yet. There's no price or release date. I would guess this is going to be coming out towards the end of the year, but yes, it is the MasterGrade Gundam Vidar. Finally, we're getting a variation based off of that Gundam Iron Blood Orphans frame. We had the Barbatos out. Now it's been a couple years since that's been out. 3 years, 4 years. It's been a while. We expected to see multiple, you know, IBO Gundams to be coming out using that frame after that, whether it be the Vidar or whatever else, the Floros or something like that, the Gushun Rebake, or even just the Barbatos Lupus. But we haven't had anything yet, so it's been quite a long wait of seeing Bandai reuse that IBO Gundam frame, and finally we're going to be getting that here with the Vidar so far, just based on the prototype images. I mean, it looks awesome. I'm a big fan of the design. I think it looks very cool, so I'm really looking forward to that coming out. Right now, we don't really know too much about it, so we can't really say too much. We don't even have it in full color, but I mean, we know what the colors generally look like. I think it's going to be an awesome release. I would assume that that's going to be coming out in probably October, November. Maybe that might be our December kit, but they usually save the December kit. Usually it's kind of like something bigger, like we had the MGEX come out in like the last like big end of the year release. So I'm not sure if this is going to be our big end of the year release or not, but it might be. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts. I was not expecting the next release in the MasterGrade IBO line to be the Vidar. I was expecting it to probably be the Barbatos Lupus, but were you guys surprised by this? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I was kind of surprised, but pleasantly surprised. I think the Vidar is a really cool Gundam design, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's got some really cool like design features and gimmicks and everything with the swords and with the foot knives and everything going on. I think it's a pretty cool one. So that's it for the kind of news update. I don't want to call it like a news episode. This is more sort of like a amendment or like an update to the previous episode, which was only like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. But go back and check that video out if you guys missed that, talking about the other new announcements. The main ones, like I said, being like the RG Epyon is the main one, the full mechanics, Forbidden Gundam, and then there's a couple other really cool announcements from that episode. Go back and check that out. But for now, guys, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much. If you want to check out some more Gundam kits, paints, tools, supplies, anything like that, you guys know you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. We've got all kinds of good stuff for you guys to check out there. There will be a lot of this stuff will be available for pre-order there for you guys as well if you're interested in pre-ordering anything. If you guys would like to like and or subscribe while you're here, that would also be greatly appreciated. But until next time, guys, have a great day. See y'all later. Bye-bye.